The record shop door opened. A bell rang somewhere above. Amy Winehouse stepped inside. The air smelled like old vinyl and dust. Afternoon light cut through the window, made everything look golden, frozen in time. The owner looked up from behind the counter. Ray's brother, tattoo sleeves running down both arms, old cardigan. He'd seen Amy here before, many times. She was becoming a regular. Back again. She moved toward the crates. Her fingers ran across album spines, searching for something specific, something that felt true. The shop was cramped, floor to ceiling with records, thousands of them. Every wall was covered, a library of forgotten music. Where do you keep the girl groups? Left aisle. Ronettes, Shangri-Las, Martha and the Vandellas. Amy knelt by the crates. The cardboard creaked. She pulled out a .45. The cover was faded. 3 women in matching dresses. Hair teased high, eyeliner wings sharp. She studied the photo carefully. "Look at the space between them," she said quietly. "You can hear the room they recorded in. No compression, just truth." The owner dropped a needle on the listening station. A snare hit. Dry. Perfect. A tambourine followed. Then voices. 3 voices singing as one. Harmony that sounded like family. Amy closed her eyes. Her head moved with the beat. 2 and 4. The backbeat. The heartbeat of soul music. "They sang like sisters," she said. "Not about perfection, about belonging." She bought a stack. 10 records. Maybe 12. Girl groups. Northern soul compilations. Torch singers whose names only jukeboxes remembered. She carried them like precious cargo, like they contained secrets she needed to learn. The bell rang again when she left. The sound felt like approval. 2 days later, Amy walked into Daptone Studios. The address was in Brooklyn. The building looked anonymous from outside, but inside was different. Inside was special. Equipment from the 60s lined the walls. Tape machines the size of refrigerators, vintage microphones on stands, spring reverb tanks sitting open, their coils visible, shimmering. Mark Ronson was already there. Sleeves rolled up, he was adjusting a ribbon microphone, the kind they used in the 50s, before everything became digital. "You're building a museum," Amy said. Mark looked up, smiled. "We're building a time machine. There's a difference." Salam Remy sat at the console. The massive mixing board stretched before him. Hundreds of knobs, dozens of faders, all analog. His hands rested on the controls. Patient. Watching. "One take energy," Salam said. "That's what we're chasing here. No safety nets." Amy studied the microphone. It hung from a boom stand. Silver. Beautiful. Old. "Good. I'm not here for perfection. I'm here for truth." The band started arriving. Homer on drums, Nick Movshon on bass, the Dap Kings horn section. They set up quickly, efficiently. These were session musicians who'd played together for years. They spoke in musical shorthand. The room had a sound. Even empty, it had a sound. Wood floors, high ceilings, space for air to move, for notes to breathe, for mistakes to become magic. Mark adjusted the drum microphones, placed them farther away than normal. "We want room sound," he explained. "We want to hear the space, feel the space." Nick tuned his bass, flat-wound strings. They thudded more than rang. The sound was warm, round, old school. The horns warmed up, long notes bleeding into each other, intentional bleed, the opposite of modern recording, where everything was separated, isolated, dead. "This feels alive," Amy said. Salam nodded. "That's the point. If it feels dead, we're doing it wrong." The first take started with a count-off. 4 clicks. Then the band hit together, mid-tempo swing, tambourine on the backbeat, organ ghosting the chords, everything breathing as one organism. Amy stepped to the microphone, her voice cut through the live room, raw, unprocessed, real. She didn't aim for radio-friendly, she aimed for honest. Halfway through, the trumpet pushed a blue note. Sharp, slightly off. It felt wrong and right simultaneously. Amy grinned without breaking the take. She loved the human flaw, the thing that proved real people made this. When the take ended, silence filled the room. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. They all felt it. That thing. That rare thing. The moment when everything aligned. "That felt like a photograph," Amy said finally. Mark nodded slowly. "A Polaroid. It's got fingerprints in the corners, and we're keeping them." The studio door opened. Jake from Island Records stepped in. He carried a folder, radio survey results, market research, all the things that had nothing to do with music. "Mark, can we talk about the mix?" Mark looked up from the console. His face was neutral, patient. "What about it?" "Radio wants brighter highs, cleaner vocals, less air, more presence." Amy turned slowly. Her eyes were calm, dangerously calm. "Radio can come into this room, or the room can go to radio, but the room stays." Jake shifted his weight, uncomfortable. "I'm just thinking commercial viability." "Think about art instead," Amy said. "Commercial comes later, after we make something worth selling." Mark lifted a hand, diplomatic. "We'll print 2 mixes, one for radio, one for the record." But his eyes told Amy the truth. He'd fight for the real one, the one with air, with space, with soul. Salam clicked the talkback. "Print the true one first. Everything else is just noise." Jake left. The door closed behind him. The room felt cleaner without him in it. "They'll never understand," Amy said. Mark smiled. "That's their problem, not ours." They moved to the larger live room, more space, more air. The horns faced each other. The drums were baffled but still bleeding into other microphones. Background singers shared a single ribbon mic, standing close, like family around a dinner table. Amy gathered the background trio, 3 women, strong voices, gospel training. They knew how to blend. "I need you to sound like one soul," Amy told them. "Not 3 perfect voices, one imperfect soul." They nodded, understood immediately. The count-off came. Hand claps, real hand claps, not samples, not triggers. The hollow sound of palms hitting flesh, the sound of people making music together. The horns wrote commas into the air, punctuation and sound. The drummer brushed the snare, soft, like sweeping up secrets. Amy threaded between the sounds, her voice finding spaces, filling them, leaving others empty. On the second pass, the baritone sax came in early. 1 beat early. The room tensed, then relaxed. Amy adjusted, shortened her phrase, met the sax where it landed. Human timing, not computer timing. "That's the record," Salam declared. "That's what we keep." The background singers finished their take. Amy dropped her head, laughed. Again. "Why?" one singer asked. "That felt right. The goodbye felt polite. I need it to feel necessary, like you're walking away from everything you love." They sang it again. This time the goodbye broke, just slightly, just enough. "There," Amy said. "That's the one." A different building, North London, 2nd floor. The room had been transformed into a 60s time capsule, racks of dresses, makeup stations, vintage hair equipment, a photographer setting up lights. Amy sat in the styling chair. The hairdresser worked on the beehive, teasing it higher, higher. The higher the hair, the stronger the statement. The makeup artist worked the eyeliner, wings extending, sharp, precise. Each line was a weapon, a defense, a signature. Amy studied herself in the mirror. The transformation wasn't costume. It was armor. It was identity. It was a choice. "This isn't retro," she said to the photographer. "It's remembered truth." The photographer adjusted lights, softened shadows. "It's striking, very striking." It's supposed to be. The look is part of the music. You see the beehive. You hear the 60s. You feel the soul. Jake arrived with a rack of different dresses. Pastels, silks, softer colors, safer choices. Could we try something brighter? Something more accessible? Amy didn't turn around. The look is staying. It's not a costume, it's a statement. I'm thinking demographics, the 15 to 25 market. I'm thinking devotion. Demographics don't remember you 20 years later. Devotion does. The hairdresser finished. The beehive stood tall. Perfect. Defiant. Amy turned her head, studied it from different angles. Satisfied. This is who I am, she said. Take it or leave it. The photographer took it, shot after shot. Black dress, white background. Simple, powerful, timeless. When they were done, Amy looked at the contact sheet. Dozens of tiny versions of herself staring back. All of them looked right. All of them looked honest. These will work, she said. The photographer smiled. These will be iconic. A small theater, North London. Velvet curtains, brass rails. 200 seats, maybe less. The kind of venue where you could hear everything, where nothing could hide. Ray from the Good Mixer sat in the back, arms folded, eyes bright. He'd watched Amy's entire journey, from nervous teenager to signed artist. Now he was about to see something bigger. The band waited in half light. Homer tapped his sticks. Nick plucked his bass. The Dap Kings ran quick scales. Warming up, the audience buzzed. Word had spread about this show, about Amy's new sound. They didn't know exactly what they were about to witness. They just knew something important was coming. The house lights dimmed. Silence. The curtain rose. A dry snare hit. One organ chord. The horns lifted, suspended, waiting. Amy stepped into the spotlight. She wore the black dress. The beehive rose high. The eyeliner wings were sharp. She looked like she'd walked out of 1964, but she sounded like now, like truth that transcends time. This belongs to the women who taught me to stand still and still be louder than a storm, she said into the microphone. No patter, no jokes, just honesty. The first song started, mid-tempo, built for heartbreak. The crowd leaned forward, pulled in by something they couldn't name, something that felt both familiar and brand new. Between songs, Jake stopped checking his phone. He forgot to count hooks. He counted feelings instead. He realized this wasn't a performance. This was a movement. The final song was new, still unnamed, stitched from grief and defiance. The band kept it small, intimate, like a candle nobody dared blow out. Amy didn't belt the last note. She placed it, carefully, deliberately, on the lip of the stage, in the space between her and the audience, where breath becomes sound becomes emotion. Silence, complete silence. Then the room stood, as one, not polite applause, recognition, understanding, gratitude. Amy didn't bow long, just once, a nod. The work was what mattered, not the applause. Backstage, her hands shook. Mark handed her water. She took it, drank. Her hands still trembled. The emotional cost was high, always was, always would be. You rebuilt an era, Mark said quietly. No. Amy's voice was steady despite the shaking hands. I invited the ghosts to stop haunting and start helping, so I wouldn't be alone. The dressing room was small, a mirror, a couch, basic. She sat down hard. The adrenaline was fading. Exhaustion was arriving. How do you do that every night? Mark asked. I don't know if I can. But tonight I did. That has to be enough. Ray appeared in the doorway, knocked softly. Can I come in? Amy nodded. He sat beside her. You remember when you first sang at the Good Mixer? I remember being terrified. You still look terrified, but now you do it anyway. That's the difference. She smiled, tired, genuine. Fear doesn't go away. You just get better at working through it. Amy took the long way home. Camden at night felt different, quieter, more honest. The streets were mostly empty. Streetlights, reflected in puddles, made the pavement look like a mirror. She hummed under her breath, not any specific song, just the shape of what was coming, the feeling of what still needed to be made. Her flat was dark when she arrived. She didn't turn on many lights, just the lamp on her table. It threw a small circle of warmth. Everything outside that circle was shadow. She opened her notebook. The pages were heavy with ink, crossed out lines, revised lyrics, ideas half-formed. She flipped to a fresh page, picked up her pen. "If I dress like memory, I must sing like proof," she wrote. She paused, looked at the words, added more. "If I borrow a decade, I must pay in truth, not retro." Remembered. The kettle clicked in the kitchen. She'd put it on without thinking. Muscle memory, comfort ritual. She made tea, strong, no sugar, the way she liked it. Back at the table, she looked at the stack of records from the shop. The girl groups, the torch singers, the past asking to be remembered, demanding to be honored. She added one more line to her notebook. "They can argue the mixes tomorrow. Tonight, the sound has a spine." The cat jumped onto her lap, circled once, twice, settled, purred. Simple comfort, animal presence. The reminder that not everything had to be complicated. Outside, London kept moving. Inside, Amy kept creating. The space between those two worlds was narrowing. Soon they would collide. When they did, everything would change. But tonight, in this small circle of light, with tea cooling and a cat purring and words forming on paper, Amy Winehouse was exactly where she needed to be. Building something, creating something, making something that would last longer than fame, longer than success, longer than any of them. She picked up one of the girl group records, studied the cover. 3 women frozen in time, still singing, still remembered, still teaching. "Thank you," she whispered to the photograph. Then she picked up her guitar, played a chord, let it ring, played another. A progression was forming, dark, beautiful, inevitable. The next album was coming. She could feel it, like weather, like fate, like something that couldn't be stopped even if she wanted to stop it. But she didn't want to stop it. She wanted to run toward it, full speed, no brakes, no safety net, just truth and talent and the belief that honest things survive. The rooms were about to get bigger, the stages higher, the lights brighter. Amy's voice was moving from small theaters to international stages, from Camden to New York, from local secret to global phenomenon. And with that growth would come new challenges, new pressures, new questions about who she was and who she was becoming. Back to Black was taking shape in her notebook, but creating it would cost more than she knew.